Welcome back to Bostin British Fittle, where Maggie and I aim to bring you as many varieties of different British foods as we possibly can. Today we're doing a pie unique to the Scottish borders. It's Teviotdale pie. This Scottish pie contains beef, onion and assorted vegetables cooked in a beef stock and are topped with a batter crust. The Teviotdale pie originates from the Scottish borders, this area here, where good meat is quite common. But of course they still had vegetables that they needed to use up. So they'd come up with this pie construction of meats and vegetables, but they still needed a topping. So for Scotland, they used batter, which is big in Scotland. They batter everything, but a batter topping was very unique. For this recipe, you're going to need 8 ounce or 225 grams of self-raising flour, 3 ounce or 85 grams of beef suet, 1 ounce or 25 grams of corn flour, half a pint or 300 millilitres of milk, half a pint or 300 millilitres of water, 1 onion, Worcester sauce, 1 OXO cube, salt and pepper, and a range of vegetables that need using up. I have here tomatoes, peppers and mushrooms. And finally 450 to 500 grams or 1 pound of lean minced beef. So in preparation for this dish, you need to cut, skin and chop up your onion into chunks. Same applies for your vegetables, fairly, about cubed sort of chunks. For example, the mushrooms I'm going to cut into quarters. The peppers I'm going to cut into quite sizable chunks. Same for the tomato and any other veg I find. Once you've prepared all that, take your OXO cube, crumble it into the water, give it a good stir, prepare that beef stock, and then we'll get on to the main cooking part. Okay, so I've got my beef ready to go here. I've stirred up my stock and I've chopped my onion and got my chopped veg. First thing I'm going to do, stick the oven on a heat and pop in my lean minced beef. There we go. Bring that up a little bit. Notice I haven't put any oil in the pan. You won't need any for this, as it's more of a pie than it is of a fry up. Although the vegetables that I've got suggest otherwise. Okay. So I'm just going to wait for that to heat and cook. And once it has, and it's browned all over, we'll move on to the next stage. As you can see, the mince has browned nicely. There's still a few bits, but at this point I'm going to add the onions and my seasonal veg. Then you'll Just move them around, make sure all the veg gets cooked nicely. And you do this for about 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, it's best to get prepared for the next bit. So grab yourself a large saucepan, like so, and grab yourself a bowl. So, I'll be coming back to this every so often. So into a bowl, we're going to put flour, self-raising flour, corn flour, and the suet. We'll give that a nice mix together first before we do anything else. Okay. Smells amazing already, and I haven't added any seasoning to it yet. Because believe it or not, you actually add the salt and pepper to this mixture, which will be your batter mixture. Okay, so we add to this, and add a little bit of milk to begin with. Give it a good stir, and get a nice batter out of this until you're sure all the milk is mixed in. Okay, it's starting to go looking good and lumpy. Whoa, 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 don't want it doing that. So you're going to keep doing this the next few minutes until your batter is set and the veggies are softened. And we'll get back to that when we get to the next bit. Okay, got my batter mixture here. Got my veggies done there, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that large saucepan you saw me with, and I'm going to transfer this into the saucepan, because then that's when we add the beef stock, and you'll want it to boil up and simmer. With the pan, unfortunately, the beef stock may overspill. You don't want to reduce the beef stock too much, so a smaller pan is a much better idea. So, in we go with our beef stock. Let's just get the last bit of that out. There we go. Just going to make sure everything. Oh, that bit didn't want to go in. Let's get rid of that. You've been saved from the pie. Now serve a life in our recycling bin. Okay, so everything's good and down into the water. We're going to leave that to cook and simmer. But before we do it anymore, good dash of Worcester sauce. It says about a teaspoonful, but you can judge that for yourself. Got the nice stock brewing here, nice waft. The Worcester sauce is coming through. Okay. Brilliant. So that's all set and done. So what we're going to do now is turn our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius or gas Mark 4. So let's get that set. Okay, that's all done. We'll come back to this in about 15 minutes. Okay, let's turn the heat off on that. Bring across a decent sized pie dish, and into that our mixture goes. So that's everything. Well, almost everything. Everything seems to want to escape from being in this pie. move that about a bit. There we go. Now, when it came to the batter, you'll see I've added a good dash of pepper and salt into the batter. Give that a good stir around, and then place batter on top. Spread that out a bit. Make sure I cover every part. Use all the batter up here. There will be enough just to cover this, which is good. Let's use my little spatula. It. So give a good scrape around, get the rest of the batter up here. Only just gonna have enough batter here, but there we go. That looks good. Still some from there. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get, and I am happy with that. Okay, right, the oven's been on. We're going to stick this in for around 30 to 35 minutes. I'm going to come back obviously in about 30 minutes, half an hour, to check on it and see how it looks. And we'll be excited to see what we can produce with that. Hi guys, before we go any further, please don't forget to follow, like and subscribe my YouTube channel to get updates on all the other British foods I'm going to try. And if you can think of any other British foods that I might like to try, go on to my Blue Sky account, bostinbrickfittle.bluesky.social. And don't forget to also check out my Instagram page for all the British foods that I'll have tried, and you can see all the images on there. All right, thanks very much and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, it's been time. Let's see what this looks like. Oh. Let the steam go by. Whew. Look at that, a batter covered Teviotdale pie. Okay, got some of this Teviotdale pie here. Just going to lose that little bit. So we've got some of the meat and the batter. Oh, there's a nice deep rich smell coming through there. The batter is crunchy on the outside but nice and soft on the interior. This is quite hot. The meat is cooked perfectly and beautifully. The batter hasn't soaked into and spoilt any of the food. It's beautiful. So hot. Just come out the oven. But the batter mixture gives it such a different and unique taste and whole experience for pies. It's a beautiful dish. But what does the pupper think? What does the pupper think? Okay, so we've got some of the Teviotdale pie here, and the pupper's coming in. There's a nice bit of meat on there, and oh, she's moving all stuff to get to the meat and decided just to chomp the whole thing down. Oh, good girl, look at that. Yes, much approved. Thank you, Papa.